The leading character or one of the major characters in a drama, movie, novel, or other fictional text. This is a protagonist, a person who actively opposes or is hostile to someone or something. An adversary is an antagonist. An adversary is someone or something that struggles with, opposes, or resists. In terms of movie writing, writing an antagonist is an extremely hard thing to do because you have to make the antagonist somebody that is going against the hero. Why are they going against the hero? What exactly they're trying to do? But they can't be a villain. A villain is a character whose evil actions or motives are important to the plot. When you think of a villain, automatically there's a couple that would come to mind. Something like Darth Vader being a good one. He is a villain that does evil things against everything. But an antagonist does bad things, not necessarily evil, against the protagonist. So in reality, it's extremely hard to actually perfect one, to get one so well done, and to make sure that it is against the hero, but at the same time, the antagonist can't necessarily be too evil. They're not evil against the world, they are opposing the hero. And after Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, it kind of showed that antagonists are still a thing and can be done really well with death. But the thing is that he's a lot harder to actually replicate in another movie. So what if we think about another one from a newer movie called Inside Out 2? You've probably heard of it, you've probably seen it as well. It's making a lot of money. And basically, anxiety is probably one of the best ways to actually explain how to write a good antagonist. So let's start with this. Who is our protagonist in Inside Out 2? This is probably very easy. It's joy or one of the other 4 other emotions that are with joy the entire time because they're directly trying to help Riley. These are our heroes. And basically, once the new emotions arrive, these are officially titled our antagonists. They're not evil, but there's one that stands out. Anxiety. She has a plan to help Riley that directly goes against or opposes Joy's idea of helping Riley throughout her entire shift from middle school to high school, especially being offered this opportunity to go play with a lot of good people for her hockey team and maybe even get into the high school hockey team. This is her big moment, and Anxiety and Joy have opposing ideas of how to help Riley. But there's something interesting about Anxiety's plan, because this basically invites the idea that Riley has to fear every single possibility that will go against her. And in doing so, will create a new Riley that gets rid of her old friends and kind of joins the popular kids. To break down a little bit of this, Anxiety is a well thought out character, being an antagonist because she thinks she's doing the right thing. But in reality, we can all see that this is not going to work, and it's only going to discourage Riley even more from becoming the best that she can possibly be. Anxiety is trying to help Riley, even in her flawed ways. This is what she believes is going to help her succeed. But in reality, she's opposing Joy, which gives her the role of an antagonist. But because of her anxious beliefs, she is classified as an ethical antagonist. This would make complete sense because throughout the movie, she's trying to push on Riley her beliefs of being anxious about everything around her. And because Joy doesn't want this for Riley, Anxiety pushes her and the rest of the emotions out of the entire headquarters and then takes over from there to make a new Riley. The way this is accomplished is throughout the entirety of the movie, showing different versions of how Anxiety works and how she gets more and more things to get on Riley's nerves to make her stronger. But in reality, this does not work. Anxiety truly believes with her own beliefs of being anxious that this will help Riley, but we only realize this makes her worse and worse, making her feel like she's not good enough. But the interesting thing is that even though that she works and works for this goal and then realizes it doesn't work, she still pushes herself to make things work in the end, which is a perfect way of tying this together. Her strong beliefs blind her from reality and what she actually has to do. And in doing this proves that she isn't evil. She's desperately trying to help, but whenever anything goes wrong, her beliefs tell her to stick to the plan and make sure that this works. It doesn't help whatsoever that anxiety actually pushing Riley farther and farther is actually helping Riley score a lot more goals, but at the same time kind of taking away from her character. Hogging and robbing the puck out of other people so they don't have the chance to make the goals Riley is, even though that they are definitely capable of it, is a very bad mindset for Riley, and one of the reasons why, at the end, her anxiety clogs and fogs up her mind, basically making her run into her friend and hurting her. This is why she was pulled out of the game for the 2 minutes to go think in the box, and this is the reason why she has the anxiety attack. Throughout the entirety of the game that she was playing, she thought she was doing the best that she can possibly do by thinking that she is the worst and that she's not good enough. And this mindset not only fogs up her entire brain, but it also kind of fogs up her vision as she runs right into her friend, too focused on the goal and what she has to do to be the best, even though she's continuously going to think of herself as not good enough. And reliving the section of the movie from the beginning, basically her being sent to the box, is the idea of why she has the anxiety attack and why she's so nervous, because anxiety is putting way too much pressure onto her. And anxiety is not even realizing that she's putting too much pressure onto her because she's too anxious of messing up her entire plan that she's been setting up for so long, and this new Riley wouldn't work. So her pushing her even farther is actually making everything a lot worse for not only Riley, but for anxiety as well. But right in the nick of time, the protagonist comes up to the antagonist and tells the antagonist why they are wrong and that they need to let go. I know I've said this a lot throughout the video, but I think this is genuinely a perfect way of showing it. Anxiety being too fast to even comprehend what she's even doing, and then all of a sudden realizing from Joy's words that she can't be the only one to control Riley. And then all of a sudden she just lets out one single tear, which practically says it all. This tear basically just holds everything, because we find out that anxiety knows at this point that what she's doing to Riley is not good, and it's not helping her whatsoever, even though that she wants it to and that she's been trying so hard to do it. Joy understands this and helps her out to realize that this is not what Riley should be doing, and that this is something that she has to let go. And the theater I was in, I very much heard a couple cries from this, and to be completely honest, yeah, it's really like that type of scene that you'd be like a little bit teary-eyed to, and it's fully capable of making that because it genuinely is a fantastic way to end this protagonist and antagonist fight situation off. But the thing is, we also realized, although the antagonist is wrong, the protagonist is not necessarily in the right either, because Joy realizes that she's telling anxiety not to control Riley, yet isn't that exactly what Joy is doing to her? And we're able to come to this kind of understanding where anxiety is in the wrong, Joy is also in the wrong, and they find a clever way and a better way of letting Riley be who Riley wants to be. But still, even though anxiety still has her own personal beliefs, and Joy is also having their own personal beliefs, none of them are antagonists anymore. They're all the protagonists. They're all working together because they finally realize what is right. And that's what you should take away from this entire antagonist of anxiety. This beautiful sequel to another beautiful movie is a direct and honest way of showing and making an antagonist for a movie or anything like that. Thank you everybody for watching. I'm Enchanted. Bye.